My name is Jez Hall. I work for PB Partners, which is a social enterprise that supports local authorities and community groups with developing participatory budgeting programs. At the moment, what I'm going to do is PB started in Brazil, which is obviously a long way from Ayrshire. In the 1980s, there was a sort of a renewal of democracy and lots of demands from communities for investments and very little money. So in that sort of quite difficult space, they came up with this idea of participatory budgeting, which is fundamentally getting as many people involved as in the conversation as possible. And that's really, to me, what participatory budgeting is about. It's a place for people to come together and demonstrate there's a positive, active and interested community where they live.
Could you tell us who you're here representing?
Today I'm the Secretary of Moorland Bowling Club, and I'm here to represent the bowling club with our regards of getting some funding. Next year's our 150th anniversary. I'm looking to do some modernisation to our clubhouse. That's part of the coming here today, is to try and get some funding towards the lawnmower and to assist with the old clubhouse, which is 150 years old and in dire need of some repair.
We're here representing local young farmers, and we've applied for money to support our annual variety concert, which we have in January of each year. So that's where we're hoping to put the money towards costumes and scenery, because it's always a very big expense for us, so any money that we could get would be a big help for our concert to make it a success.
Can everyone hear me? Right, here we go. 3 minutes.
Listening.
Getting up on stage and showing everyone what they can do.
This is Sunday the 5th of June. Just testing to see you listening.
If you duck from the shuttle and bellowing cheers, and your partner's a mile away tying his shoes, then this is the club for you.
So again, get voting people.
Now something we need, and I hope you'll agree, is for you to say cheers to our new cup of tea.
We have heard from 20 groups this morning. It's been fantastic. A whole range of different community projects going on, and we're just at the exciting part where the people choose the projects that they would prefer to see the funding going to.
It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really good process. Everybody has done really well putting their opinions over what they essentially require, and I just hope everybody is successful.
Well, it's a new concept, certainly a new concept for Burns Bairns, but it's an ideal way in which to engage with the community, tell them what you're about, because not everyone will know what your group's about. So that was a good experience for me today to sort of promote our organisation.
Well, it was like when we were walking up on that stage, just
think my knees start shaking there. And just seeing how, like in the community, like how much everybody needs like a hand, everybody needs some money.
I don't realise there's so many different clubs either. Like there's so many different people, like you say, who need help, who need funding, and it's definitely a great cause.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. So, the first one who was successful in being awarded funding is the Beach Grove Park Regeneration. And you come up and you get presented with your cheque. The next one is Nursery Outdoor, the Scouts, Mauchline Summer Project, the Curling Club, Building Ambition, After School Activities, Carols by Candlelight, the Heritage Project, the Bowling Club, the Local Directory Group, the Off-Peak Badminton, Mauchline United, the Young Farmers, the Angling Club, the Social Group.
We have just been funded and won £725 and yeah, we're very happy, thank you.
It's been an absolutely fantastic day. There's been lots of things we have learned what goes on in the village, because there's even things I didn't know, and I'm born and bred in Mauchline.
And as for today, I can only say it has really been quite an eye-opener. We've thoroughly enjoyed our day, we've enjoyed listening to presentations, and I think the one thing I can say about today is came along feeling a little bit in dread of what was going to be, I thought, a long afternoon, to find it actually has been the most enjoyable afternoon, and we have thoroughly enjoyed being part of Mauchline Matters.
Thank you very much, and a round of applause to you for your hard work.
Representing the Mills Gala Committee today. I'm a wee bit nervous, but I'll be alright. I can talk for Scotland, so I can. So I've even had the kids timing me. Right, can I do that in that 3 minutes? They're like, aye. My son's like, Mum, just slow down a wee bit. That was 2 minutes, 49 seconds, so just slow down.
We are representing PALS, Players on Little Stars drama group.
We are hopeful because we don't take any contribution from the children on an ongoing basis, so we have no funds, and to get help with some funding would allow us to buy some equipment that we ordinarily won't be able to afford to buy.
This event is great. It's a great way to bring all the valley together. It's a great way to hear about different valley projects. Slightly apprehensive about standing up on the stage and doing my 3-minute bit, but it'll be fine. It'll be one of those, as the saying goes, it'll be all right on the night, or in this case, the afternoon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
I think there's been a real buzz in the hall. I think we've had a really good turnout. We've had people from both towns here. We've had a lot of different groups presenting, and I think it's just been fantastic to see people engaging with each other and in the community in the wider sense.
I think it's been a really interesting day. I was a bit perturbed at the idea of being 12 till 4. It seemed it was going to be a really long day, but actually listening to all the other projects has been really interesting, because I've learned so much more about other things that are going on.
And this is a real opportunity for the groups to come together to present to their communities about their projects, but not all will be successful, because that's about the community voting. But what we have said is our community investment team in East Ayrshire will work with them to identify other funding that may be able to take their project forward. It's been a very stressful process at times, but I have loved the outcome of the communities coming together and the fun and embracing the whole approach, and I'm hoping it will have many more of these days.
Right, we come to the real event now. The first successful application was made on behalf of the coffee pot for £175. Darrell Beavers.
Great presentations, everyone deserving of some funding. Unfortunately, as usual, not enough, but hey, there's always next time.
10% cut, Darrell Primary School.
I think it's been a good process to go through. It's been rewarding for everybody, giving everybody an opportunity to get some funding for their particular project.
We've had a delightful day. It was so unexpected. We didn't know what to expect, but it has been lovely.
Great event, well organised. I think the money was spread out between the Mills and Darrell quite evenly, I believe. And I think, yes, most people, successful or not, would do it again.
I thought the process was great. It was very open, very transparent. Great way to do things. So sorry for those who didn't get anything, but we all learned from the process. It was transparently fair, completely open, and it's absolutely great for the Valley. It involves so many people, so many groups, and that has to be a bonus.
I'm Peter Walker, and I stay in Pinweary, a small village 11 miles outside Girvan. This today, the voting system, it means that it is the community that decides who gets the money and how it's dispersed. Today we have £15,000 to give out successfully to groups. So by the end of today, at least 20 groups should go away with the full amount of money they've bid for. Whatever the outcome is, you decide.
System's brilliant. When you take technology to the level that makes it very easy to interact, then people engage much better. So from what I'm seeing out there and what I'm seeing run about me, people are interacting very quickly with the voting way, and that really has to be one of the best ways to do it. I've quite enjoyed the process today. So some of the stories have been quite heart-rendering. Some have been a bit too dry, But the thing is, everybody gets the opportunity to present it, and I've enjoyed watching that.
Like, I didn't know how many actual different associations and clubs there was before today. Like, it's crazy amount of different clubs you actually get around the like Girvan and the surrounding areas.
It was really interesting. It felt like you were like a part of something. Like you were almost helping everybody, and fingers crossed everybody gets what they want.
I was being an elderly gentleman now. I was highly impressed with modern technology. It's very, very good actually, because you can see exactly how many votes are in and what they're. I think it's excellent, really good. We raise a lot of funds ourselves, obviously through coffee mornings. We run stalls at Lowland Gathering and everything. But this is an opportunity to get to put a pitch in when the money's there. It's so difficult now with any charity to raise funds that you're looking for every opportunity you can make, and there are so many good causes today for instance, and it would be terrible if somebody has to lose out, because they're all in their own way are a very good cause.
People have networked, people have talked with each other all day, and this is fantastic. There are groups here that small amounts of the money they've asked for will make a vast difference to them. And the voting system here is that it's the community that decides, not a funder, not a committee, it is the community that decides, and it's a great way to go.
I'm very happy to announce that 21 groups this afternoon are fully funded. Thank you.
One of the things I've noticed and we talked about earlier was it was amazing to see how much stuff's actually going on in the local area, and it's been an eye-opener for us.
It is natural goods for the community. The whole community get to vote for like the youth projects, or they get to vote where the money goes, and it's very quite good.
Aye.
We were asking for money to get to go on a residential trip to Dumfries House.
I was very nervous before it.
Yeah, it was scary to go up, but when we were on, it was fine.
Yeah. We won!
We got what we wanted, so we're happy.
So next time we don't need to be as nervous when we get up in front of people. It's kind of our first time in front of that many people, but as a group we've done quite well, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Pressmeet Locality Decides It's Decision Day!
These numbers are set to double in the next
5 years. You're also twice as likely to recover.
They gain strength and dictation from it.
I could have carried that for you.
And to digitally archive stories of the people who are in recovery from addiction.
I will just get back for real last week.
I do think that this is a really good way of doing the grant funding, because it gives other people a better idea what's happening in their communities. And there's a few people here today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to contact them, because we could help them and hopefully they could help us as well.
The pitch, well, again, ironically for a group that has issues with anxiety, as you can imagine, it was quite a big deal. But we had a wee brief synopsis, and that was that. We just tried to roll with it, and it wasn't as arduous as it could have been.
Like-minded people.
And again, if we're fortunate and get the funding, that would be great. But if we're no, it's just good to be part of the process and let other people see that you can engage and you can make a wee difference.
3 minutes, it's not a long time, but it's amazing what you can cram in.
I'm an 82-year-old pensioner from Irvine, and I've been using the food train since the end of October.
She's spoken for us before at an event. She feels very passionately about Food Train, and for me I could talk about Food Train all day, but I think it really means something when you hear directly from somebody who benefits from the service. And I think she was a bit nervous, but she did a great job for Food Train. She's a great ambassador. I think it's a great way of doing it, because it puts the decision into the hands of people who are in the locality. I think it's a very fair way of doing it. I've been involved with groups where the money's given out and just it's your luck with the alphabet of your project, whereas that's not the case today, and I think it's a really fair way of doing it.
Well, I was told maybe about last week about this event, very short notice, and basically because I'm part of the school, 6th year, I was asked to come and help present and then vote at it, and then yesterday at school I was asked if I could perform at it, so this is a very last minute improvised kind of act that I'm going to have to set up. Yeah, it's been good. It's been really interesting listening to all different people's pitches and different stuff happening in the community. And it's really nice to hear about things that you haven't already heard of and different ways of helping the community.
So, could we welcome the first award winner down here, and it is Action on Hearing Loss Scotland. After school care service.
It's been great, yeah. We got the full funding. I think it's well done, it's fair, the way the voting's done and everything's great. People get to decide instead of just somebody somewhere deciding.
Dementia Friendly Presswick.
Yeah, it was a really great day. It surpassed all my expectations. When I looked at the programme, I thought, oh, it feels like quite a while to all be together, and actually the day's flown in. It's been a great atmosphere, and what's been really great about it is just learning other voluntary projects that are happening within the local community and making connections with other pieces of work as well. So it's been a really fantastic day.
Well, we got the full amount, which is fantastic. Thanks to, as I say, a full thanks to Amy, who did an amazing job of standing beside me presenting. I think I was a lot more nervous than she was. So my full thanks to her, and I wish Prestwick Academy enjoy the money, and we'll spend it and we'll go on some fantastic trips to work with the young people of Prestwick.
Little Voices Big Sound.
Good, we won the full prize.
We won, didn't we?
We got £750.
We did indeed.
Well, my favourite part is when me and my friend Denise, me and my friend Denise here sang Candle on the Water from Pete's Dragon.
Today was very much about that, a real example of people getting the authority and the control to look at small amounts of money that could make a big difference and voting for themselves on the day, not a committee somewhere doing it anonymously. I think over time it will actually be something which is very empowering. I think people will genuinely feel as time goes on that we mean it, and it's not just going to be something that passes very quickly. They get a few bob to spend, and then somewhere down the line someone in a darkened room makes the next big decision. I think this is the beginning of a process that starts small, but over time real health and social care systems of delivery will be decided by people who live locally. I have to remind you to fill in your evaluation forms, ladies and gentlemen, please. Thank you.
We would like to get some extra equipment to make the introduction to kayaking a bit easier and a bit simpler for the average person.
Might have been easier to bring a picture.
Yes, but you can't really demonstrate the problems we're trying to solve. That's it.
We've recently taken over the stewardship of a woodland on the outskirts of Kilburnie, which we're pushing hard to use as an outdoor community centre.
I really like the strapline, which is, if it feels like we've decided, it's participatory budgeting, and if it doesn't, it's not. So I think the other useful thing about today is it's a great opportunity for all the groups that are active in the area to get to know one another, put faces to names, and see one another's projects.
Good morning, everyone.
First of all, being anti-aerobics.
Over 1.5 metres of rainfall.
Attract people into.
We want to do the gardening.
Bring up the football club.
This is what we're looking for. A boat.
We meet in bridging, so that's the standard.
A training one of these. Thank you. There'll be some more tea, coffee and refreshments through the back.
I think from our perspective, the key thing from the events is basically the opportunity for so many groups to come together and raise awareness of all the really good things that are happening in all the communities around North Ayrshire, and it's a great opportunity to share knowledge and skills and really raise awareness of all the activities that go on. For example, all the fitness groups that go on and all the gardening clubs, and it's a real networking opportunity for both professionals and for the public.
The whole idea has been pushed by the Scottish Government. It's a great idea because it's about
encouraging people to take responsibility for the distribution of money. And that doesn't very often happen in local government.
Been really good. Interesting to hear other people's presentation, but also good to put ours on the map as well and tell other people about ours.
I think the biggest impact is the shared understanding that people achieve of what's going on in their community. You know, we're very, I think, guilty these days of talking in negatives about budget challenges and financial problems, but I think this is an opportunity to see the real positives and the assets that people have in their communities, and that's all down to what people do for themselves. I think PB has a big future, and we're really excited about the potential that it's shown.
Yeah, I found it really good, really interesting. Nice to see like lots of different clubs that are out and about, and didn't realise there was as much in my area, to be honest with you. Good to get a wee chat with other ones as well. We're going to work alongside one of the Kilburnie projects, so something good's come out of it. It's not really so much about the money, it's really about getting your name out there in the community, letting people know what you're doing, and that's more important than the money, to be honest with you, you know, for us anyway.
Today has been a wonderful day, an enlightenment, really informative, and everybody, and I mean everybody, that put forward a presentation are all deserving of funding.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it because it's grassroots, because it really is people in the community deciding where the money should be spent in the community as well. It's a very different format. I was really nervous coming here today, but actually it's really supportive in the room, and you feel, you know, like you said yourself, that everybody's really deserving of money.
About today, I think this is the first time I've been at it, and I'm finding the premises are very good for the wheelchair user, and the food's been good, and also the presentations have been very interesting, and I think taking in the whole community is very good, and I think maybe it'll help today, it'll help to inspire it for the future.
Okay, I've been given the scores on the door. You ready? Okay. The first project with the highest vote was project number 12, Garnet Valley First Responders. Project number 8, Garnet Canoe Club.
Well, we got funding. I'm not quite sure how much we got, and I'm not quite sure how we go about actually getting our hands on it, but that will be resolved. That's a good problem to have.
Quite pleased with it. We didn't know what we were doing, what was meant to be happening, but now we're here. Yes, quite enjoyed what happened. Yes.
Yes, I didn't. I thought it was going to be a lot more sort of bureaucratic and boring than it was, but it was actually quite entertaining. It was good fun.
Project number 19, the Kilburnie project.
It was very successful for both our projects.
Yes, I think both projects were equally well received.
And the friends we've met today, and hopefully future partners in what we're doing, has been tremendous.
I think that's the most important thing. We've met and heard about what all the other groups locally are doing, what their ambitions are, and we've found that a number of those groups would like to interact with our aims and ambitions as well. So what we're now beginning to generate is a network of local groups who all know one another. We're all broadly trying to do the same thing, which is to make the place a nicer place to live in and to support one another. So that's all very, very good, and that's all come out of today. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jim Nichols. I'm the Chief Executive of the Third Sector Interface. The community of Ayrshire is a particularly strong one, so the actual proposal to introduce a scheme where the community actually got to decide, rather than being decided by example a council committee or an external funding body, this was unique and welcomed over here.
My name's Alison Page, and I'm here to support Music Matters, which is about people living with dementia on the Isle of Arran. I saw something on Facebook first of all, and I then sent that to Reverend Lily McKinnon, who is also presenting today, and said I think this would be a good idea if we went forward with this initiative. Very excited, lovely buzz in the hall, really hope that everybody gets something out of today, and really hope that we got what we want too. So yeah, I think it'll be a super day.
Ready? Yes! Okay, right, let's move on.
Knowing the community as I do, the presentations were exactly what I expected. There was character to each one. You could see the strengths of individuals. It was lovely to see the spread across ages, from youngsters to pensioners. We had singing, we had acting. I think that it's important that communities do feel ownership of the monies. I think it's important they see where money is being spent that comes into the bigger pool, and I think that it has a positive future for Scotland and for the people of Scotland and for the people of that community of Arran.
I think it's great. I was really delighted that North Ayrshire have actually taken something from South America. I don't see why we shouldn't continue with that sort of funding, to be honest. Because quite often, if you're working in community groups, and I've worked in community groups for years and years, you tend to have to rely on a friend telling you, oh, there's such and such this, you know. And some organisations will employ people, or have got one person on the committee that does nothing but look for grants. Not all of us can do that. So this is a good way, yeah.
I really like the idea that it's people here that get to decide, you know, that get to decide how to spend money. I think that's a really different way to do it. So I think the fact that it's so short is a really good idea. You know, it just keeps you to do it a couple of minutes. That's great.
It's just brilliant. Some of these things I didn't even know of. I hadn't even heard of them before.
I love the singing.
Yeah.
I love the singing one. I really thought that the gentleman who's suffering from dementia and coming up and singing, and his wife explaining that, I thought that was a really great project.
On the trees are sleeping blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming hill.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's very difficult to decide who's going to have the money and who's not, because the money's going to stay on Arran and it's going to benefit all the residents. Some causes are maybe slightly more worthwhile than others, but I think it's a fantastic idea.
Okay folks, it's that time. We have the results from your vote.
First on my list, Action on Hearing Loss Scotland, Arran High School Mountain Bike Club, Arran Kayak Club, Arran Healthy Outdoors Team, the Arran Duke of Edinburgh Group, our colleagues from the Community of Arran Seabed Trust Coast,
Shiskin Primary School Parent Council, Isle of Arran Junior Triathlon Club, the Isle of Arran Mountain Rescue Team, the Corrydooners, Corrydoon Care Home Garden, the Kilmore and Kildonan Senior Citizens, to the RDA Arran Group Riding for the Disabled, Music Matters Arran, and the Umbrella Group under the auspices of Arran CBS, and finally, in Whiting Bay, the Junior Badminton Club. Well done again, Arran, for your participation.
So a huge thank you and congratulations.
We won. Two applications were successful, which is great for Music Matters. We can now get your granny on the bus, and we can get iPods for people, which is wonderful. Oh, it'll be amazing, really amazing, because we'll be able to get people to Music Matters, but also we'll be able to get iPods that they can take home with them, and they can listen to their own music any time of day or night.
How lucky can you get?
I think
the main benefit is building social capital in communities. Social capital is a bit of a funny term, but what it basically means, the sort of relationships, the knowledge, the trust between different members of the community. So by becoming involved in the PB process, people start to explore with others different approaches to solving the same problems, really. So it may be that one person has a minibus, another person has a community centre that they're volunteering at, another person might have a load of old people who are isolated. A little bit of money can help all of their projects, but actually getting together and realising that they can start to share their resources is where the real benefit comes. And then it's about getting people to practice standing up and speaking their voice and actually saying, this is what matters to me. And that's a skill. You've got to train people to facilitate that quite difficult thing of putting forward their ideas in front of their community, standing on a platform, speaking for 3 minutes. It's quite scary, but once you've done it and you get the applause, you realise that actually you're as good as anyone else.
Do you know what I think the main thing is? It opens up to people what's available in their community. I think small grants applications, or I suppose many grants application processes, are quite solitary. And so nobody really knows who's put in for a grant, nobody knows who's been successful unless there happens to be something on a website somewhere, or whereas this is very, very out there, you know, people are up there pitching. And it really surprised me in Maybole that a couple of people came forward who were well-known community representatives, very active in their community, and said to me, I had no idea all this was happening. So that's the bit, I think that's the huge sort of gift that it gives, as well as the fact that we're distributing relatively small grants. That in itself means that people can do a lot with that seed corn kind of money as well. But by and large, I think it's the networking that's the really important bit.
Yeah, and I was quite surprised the amount of people that I knew that were actually involved in places. And even since then, when some of the ones that I met there on that day in our community centre were terrific. I mean, we've never even spoke before, but now we sit and have a chat and, you know, see how things are coming. So, yeah, it's been good.
Really?
It was a good event. There should be more of them. And I don't mean just for our point of view, but and maybe not even for money, but events like that bring people together is really good, and, you know, helping each other in the community. Yeah, it was excellent.
I think the key thing to remember is not just do it once. To actually reflect after you've done your first event. Think about what worked well, but also who might have missed being in that room, how you could add value to that process. So it's really about reflecting after you've done something and then designing another round, keep on doing it. The real benefits take time to come out, so don't just do it once, do it 3, do it 4, do it 5 times.